Welcome to Evanced Solutions How-To session. Today's session will cover how to add, edit, delete items in the drop-down list within Summer Reader. Let's begin by signing in to the staff side of the Summer Reader program. You will need to know your administrative password to make the modifications to the drop-down list. So here in the password box, I'm simply going to type in my administrative password, and I can either click the Enter key or click on the word Login. Once the system opens, it automatically opens in Manage Programs. However, to make modifications to the drop-down list, I will need to come over to the toolbar and select System Maintenance. Within System Maintenance, I will come to Program Setup, Drop-Down List. Once I'm in the drop-down list, you will have a list of items that you can add items to the drop-down list for patrons to use for signing into the system. So, as you can see, there's quite a few here, but we're going to start with the city. Once I'm in the City List Maintenance screen, you will see a list of my cities that I have already defined in the system. When you receive your staff maintenance summer reader, you will not have anything in your city list maintenance screen. You will have to build this. To add an item to the list, you would just simply add the city in the list item, and then you would define its order weight. Order weight is defined the order that you would see in the drop-down. So as you can see, it's done by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, and then the next item would be 50. However, let's say that I wanted a number between the 10 and maybe the 30. What I can do is when I add my new item, I'm going to type in the word Fishers, I can change my order weight to 15. And what this will do is it is going to add it right after Fairland, but it's going to reorder or renumber each one of the other items to make sure that it stays in the range of tens, but it puts it in the order that I was looking for. So as you can see here, I have 10, 20, and then Indianapolis is 30, and then I have Franklin is 40. If I wanted to make, let's say, Franklin to be right after Fishers, I can edit this by selecting the icon to the far right. So by clicking on this edit icon, I'm going to change that number to 25 so that I know for sure it's going to come right after Fishers. So by selecting this, my city list item and then also my item's order weight shows up or appears. I'm going to change my 40 to now 25. I'm going to select Save. When the screen returns, you will see now I have Fairland, Fishers, Franklin all in order, 10, 20, 30, and then Indianapolis is 40, and Greenfield is 50. If I decide that I did not possibly want Greenfield in the list, maybe that library doesn't exist for me, or people from Greenfield are no longer able to come to my library, I can put a check mark next to that item, and then select the Delete button at the bottom of the screen. The box will appear, Are you sure you want to do this? This is kind of like a fail-safe to make sure that you want to do it because once it's gone, it's gone. By selecting OK, it will automatically get rid of that item. So now, as you can see, I only have the 4 items in my list. If I wanted to change maybe the verbiage that you see in the city, I can still come over to my edit button or my edit icon and maybe change Indianapolis to just simply Indy and hit save. And this will appear in the drop-down now as Indy instead of Indianapolis. But as you can see, I did not change my order weight, so it is still going to be listed in the drop-down in the same location. At the bottom, you have the option to choose. Do you want your list sorted by the list item or by the order weight? So if I choose order weight, it's going to reorganize that to be 10, 20, 30, and 40. If I do it by list item, it will do it by the item in the list. Now, all of our drop-down lists are pretty much the same. So if I come back to System Maintenance, and I come to drop-down list, each one of these items are set up exactly the same, just defining different items in the registration. So for instance, if I come over to Patron Classification, you will see I can set up different classifications for my patrons: adult, senior, youth, so on and so forth. Everything else on the screen works the exact same way as what we saw under City. If I hit the back key and I come over to School District, same concept. As you can see here, I can start defining my school districts. I'm going to hit the back key again. Now that we know how to modify our drop-down list, we need now to update where the patrons can see our drop-down list. So if I come back over here to System Maintenance, and I'm going to select Edit Program under Programs. I'm going to select the one program that I have in my list, which is the Youth Summer Reader program. And then I'm going to come over here to Registration Setup here at the top. Now that I'm in the registration setup, I could find those fields that I defined, and I can mark them as enabled and make sure that the list box is currently selected. So for instance, we wanted City. If I select City here for enabled, and then I come over and I want to make sure that the list option is available. If I do not select list, it will be a free-form field for the patron to go ahead and type in whatever city they live in. By selecting list, it will activate my drop-down. So the other items that we saw on our list was the library, the teachers, things like that, we can define and make sure that we're selecting the list. Okay. Just to show you what it looks like from a patron side, let's flip over to our patron view of Summer Reader. So as you can see, this is my program that I created, and it just simply says Youth Summer Reader Program. And if I sign in, or if I create a user, I'm going to go ahead and do Sign Me Up. I'm going to put in a username. So doing all of the things that a patron would normally do, but if you come down here, you will see the drop-downs that we defined, such as age, grade, school district, school name, teacher, and then we could also select the log type. So these were all of the drop-downs that we had the option of modifying or updating within that drop-down list.